to relax and come into the body. And something else that came out of that training, which was quite interesting, was this, feeling that sometimes when your hormones are all over the place, you can actually struggle to kind of bring your mind down. You can feel a bit jumpy, a little bit anxious, a little bit unable to soften and relax. And of course, that can happen with any hormonal change, whether you're younger or older, in fact. So sometimes it can be very hard to come into a class and immediately start this relaxation process. So if you do feel like that at any time, you can always, of course, sit up and take your relaxation sitting up, or you can leave the eyes open if that's something that you feel you need to do, that you're not quite ready to release fully into relaxation yet. What is that? Okay. And then we can just begin to track through the body, noticing and observing how the body's feeling. And then begin to shift your observation into your breathing. Just inhaling and exhaling a little bit more slower, with a little bit more awareness, deepening and lengthening out the breath. And then only when you feel comfortable to do so, beginning to shift into your 3-part breath, starting with the breath in the belly, moving to the ribs, finishing in the chest, and exhaling from the chest, from the ribs, from the belly. Inhaling into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, exhaling chest and ribs and belly. And just continue to find that rhythm, that full, deep yoga breath hitting all those areas and trying to soften and release tension as you exhale. And then at the end of the next round of breath, just releasing the exercise and allowing the body and the mind a little space, a little freedom for a moment. And then we'll gently hug the knees into the chest and rock a little from side to side. And we'll just start with our regular warm-up stretches, stretching the arms away, twisting the legs to the right, the knees to the right, turning the head to the left, stretching out through the fingertips, finding length through the arms, and just steadying the breath into the rib cage, making sure that breath is very conscious and stable in the body. And then pulling the belly in, let's bring the knees up and over the other way. Again, stretch out through the fingertips, squeeze the shoulder blade back to the floor, and steady breath. And then let's bring the legs up, place the feet flat, and we'll start with our glute stretch, crossing the ankle over the knee, pulling the knee into the chest, and just take a moment to begin to stretch into the hip and glutes, a gentle rock from side to side, being aware of your conscious breath. So the conscious breath has a two-part method, if you like. And the first is that it's really helping us to focus our mind and just to let go of thinking. But when you're also focused on deepening and lengthening out the breath, it can really help the posture release. It can really help the muscles to relax. So you really want to remain consciously breathing through these poses. Let's extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and begin to stretch into the back of the leg, into the hamstring. If you're able to straighten the leg, then you're also really thinking about the attachments into the knee of both the calf muscle and the hamstrings. As they join into the back of the knee, you can really begin to open into those quite tight, shorter ligaments at the ends of the muscles that fix into the joint. If your knee's not quite straight or you're struggling just with the tightness of the muscle of the hamstring itself, then that's your focus. Good, let's switch sides. We'll cross the left ankle over the right knee and we'll gently pull the knee in towards you. Again, a little rocking can really help here. And then we'll slowly extend the left leg away. And again, your focus is either the tightness in the hamstring or perhaps into the calf if that's a tighter area for you. If your leg is straight and the muscles are reasonably long, then you can begin to focus into where the muscles attach into both the back of the knee, also into the pelvis, so at the top of the hamstring where it joins into the hip. Because these ligaments get very tight, they're tighter than muscles. Muscles can lengthen and stretch out with reasonable ease, but the ligaments and tendons are tougher and they're harder to lengthen and they're more easily injured, so you really need to focus consciously as you extend them out. Good, let's release. And we'll just move it into happy baby pose, just drawing the knees into the armpits. And just settle into the hip. And again, steady breath. Great. Let's rock up to sitting. Let's extend the legs out in front, reaching forwards and lengthening again into the hamstrings. And here in a sitting position, you can be even more aware where the hamstring joins into the pelvis, stretching into those attachments. And the breath will really help you soften into these areas. So breathe more and release more on each exhale. You'll really feel things start to release, start to lengthen out. Sometimes you might meet a real point of resistance in one of the muscles or the attachments. And then you can really take all your attention to that one point of resistance, just breathe more into it, and eventually it will begin to soften. But we all have areas where we've either had injuries or there's an imbalance in one side to the other, and we really meet resistance. It's okay to breathe deeper into it. You won't injure yourself unless you're moving unconsciously. Good, let's gently sit up. And let's swing the legs around, coming to 4-point kneeling. Take your cat-cow poses here. Moving between the inhale and the exhale. So cat-cow is such a lovely introduction to our yoga class because it allows us to both find a little bit more freedom of movement through the spine as you begin to separate the vertebra. It also allows you to awaken the upper back muscles, the lats and other muscles that we use in our strengthening work. It allows us to awaken our core, so really releasing and softening through the abdominals when you come into cow, and really engaging and strengthening them as you pull them in for cat. And finally, of course, there's your vinyasa. You're really beginning to get that consistency of breath plus movement working in unison. Let's sink back into child's pose and just let that moment of vinyasa flow just absorb into the body. Great, and then we'll just come back up to sitting. Let's just tuck the toes under, stretching out the plantar fascia for a moment. Such an important stretch. The soles of the feet can get very tight, but also into the neck. So just taking a gentle neck stretch. These muscles can be a bit resistant, so go gently, finding the breath. And then let's switch the other way. Great. And then we'll step back into down dog and we'll begin to pedal out the heels and downward facing dog. Just feeling the length and the stretch right through the back of the leg. Really aiming into the Achilles and calves as we walk out the down dog. You can take a single dog, always feels good to me. It's that nice hip stretch. Really important. Good. And then we'll just walk the feet to the front of the mat. Just take a hanging forward bend for a moment. We'll take our lunges in our first sun sal this evening. And then when you're ready, slow roll up through the spine. And rolling the shoulders back and down. Yeah, take a good chest stretch if that feels good. I've turned the heating off now. I'll just take a moment to... It's like my son, it needs a minute or two to respond to commands. of obedience if it happens at all. And then he'll eventually do what I ask, but he needs to do it in his time, not on my time. That's for sure. And some control is maintained. And then shake it all out. So this month's sequence, quite straightforward, really. There's much to say about it. We will start with a slow sun salutation A, just to get into the hip flexors with some pulses. There's actually quite a lot. That's the only thing to say. I'm finding as I'm getting older, I'm never quite getting through it all. I must be slowing down a bit. Okay, we'll see how much of it we can get through. Taking a few deep breaths here. Great, let's move. Inhaling, the arms lift up, exhale and forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back and drop the knee. And we'll just settle into a low lunge on this side. Just feel that hip flexor stretch through the front of the hip. The breath is steady, shoulders are down. And then the hands come down. Let's step to plank. So I should have mentioned, of course, this is week 1. That means we're holding the pose week. So we'll be holding all the postures longer tonight. I want them to feel that you've held them a little bit past where you're comfortable. Okay, so it's deliberate if I keep you somewhere a little bit past where you would like me to. And the reason we do this is because if we want to build muscle and strength, we need to challenge the body. So if it feels too much at any time, modify. Exactly, ladies, perfect. If you don't want to be here anymore, take a modification. But I'll ask you this. When you feel you've had enough, take one more breath before you let go. Push forwards through the toes, drop the knees, chest, hover the chin, and then release to the floor. Great, let's take 3 cobras here. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come down. You can drop back into child quicker, Chris. Exhale, inhale up, exhale down. One more time. Inhale, roll up. Just pause in high cobra. Take a breath here. Just relax your glutes, lift your chest, and then push back child's pose. Good. So, Chris, either go to child quicker or come back to 4-point kneeling and hold it there. But yeah, don't get stuck in cobra too long. Tucking the toes, let's move to downward facing dog. We'll take a pulse here. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, squeezing the heels away. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good. And then option to lift the right leg into single dog and really stretch the left heel down into the floor. Feeling the length through the leg, the lift through the hip. And then square back your shoulders. Make sure the shoulders are very square and that you're really pressing evenly down between the hands. Option for more strength work is to bring the knee to the nose in high plank and pause there. But don't hold your breath. Just feel the strong core engagement there. Good. Let's step the right foot between the hands, everyone. Drop the knees if you need to first. And then we'll settle into our low lunge in stillness again, sinking the hips, beginning, not too deep, we've got time to get into it further, but just beginning to feel into that hip flexor on the left side. It can get very tight there. Shoulders down, chest up, and breath is steady. Good, let's release the hands down. We're going to step forwards, half lift, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Catching a hold of the legs, beginning to draw your chest to your thighs and your head towards your knees. And just breathing a little more here. Release, bend the knees and roll up through the spine. Inhaling, the arms float up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Let's take the left side. We'll add the pulses in on this side. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg back, dropping the knee. 3 pulses here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, stepping to plank. And again, we'll just hold that plank for a moment. 1 more breath past where you think you can hold it. Squeeze your shoulders away, tilt your pelvis, pull your belly button in, lift your knees, press your heels back. Now push forwards, knees, chest, hover the chin. Good, and release down to the floor. And again, we'll take our 3 cobras. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, lower. Inhale, middle cobra, exhale, lower. Inhale, high cobra, rolling the shoulders back. Pause there for a moment, feeling the spine release. See if you can drop your shoulders down, squeeze your elbows in. Good. Push back, child's pose, and once again, reset your breath. Good. Tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. 3 pulses here. Inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, squeeze the heels away. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good, and then option to lift that left leg high and just enjoy the hip opener first, squaring the shoulders, pressing the right heel down, lifting the knee high into the air, and then option to bring the knee to the nose, into high plank, pulling the knee up, up, up into the chest, and then stepping the left foot through, drop the knees first if you need. Good, and then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good. Deep into the hip flexor. Stretch for an extra breath here. And we'll release. Good. Inhale, step forwards. Exhale, fold. Just hang here for a moment. So in week 1 as well, I just like to slow things down and maybe make some adjustments. If you'd prefer not to be touched, then you can just raise your hand now. That's absolutely fine. Not everybody enjoys adjustments. Okay, good. And when you're ready, roll up through your spine. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. So we're going to repeat last month's sun salutation by taking the twists. One way with the heel down, up, and the other way with the heel down. And obviously the hands are different. So we're going to repeat that again like we did last month, and we're going to add some poses to that. So let's come to the front of the mat. And we'll just work through that sequence. Inhaling, lifting the arms, exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back, place the right palm down, and then lifting the left arm, finding the twist. And as I mentioned last month, make sure the twist is not coming from the arm, but coming from the shoulder. That's it. So you keep the arm directly above the shoulder, but you twist from the shoulder girdle. That's great. Breath is steady. Good. And make sure that you're shrugging your shoulder away from the ear. Yeah, good. Okay, hands down, stepping to plank. Just holding your plank for a moment. Squeezing the shoulder blades down, good. Oh, slippy mat. Good. So at the same time, keep the lift here, good. Push forwards, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga if you prefer. And then up dog or cobra. And pushing back, child's pose, just take a breath there. And then tucking the toes, downward facing dog. A few breaths here in down dog. Working on straightening the knees, pressing the heels down.
Gosh.
Is that okay?
You know what? My whole body's an agony from a class yesterday.
Shall I not touch you today?
Don't touch me.
Okay, I will. Okay.
Just sore.
Bring your feet in a little bit for me. That dog's a little bit long. That's okay. It's good to be sore because you've done too much. I like that. Keep your hands planted. Don't bring them in. Squeeze your shoulders away from your ears. That's it. Good. Spread your fingers a little bit more for me. Good. And just everyone, make sure it's your index finger pointing forwards and the rest of the fingers splaying out from there. Great. Lovely, Zoe. Really nice. Lifting the right leg up as an option, bringing knee to nose if you wish. And then we're all going to step the foot outside the right hand, turning the back heel down. Just check that your heels are lined up with each other. Your front knee is roughly 90 degrees. Chris, bring it inside your hand. Bring your hand inside, be easier. And then left arm lifts. Good, keep the hips low. Just drop the hips a little bit, Elsa. Yes, 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 yes. And to do that, you really want more length, so bring the foot forwards a bit more. Otherwise, your knee starts to go forward. Yeah, definitely you've got the flexibility to bring that back. Good, really nice. So just have a sensation of tucking that hip under a bit more and pulling this shoulder back. Is that okay? Okay, good. Chris, I'd lengthen your stance as well. Yeah, bring this foot to here. You want a bit of a longer stance. There you go. Right, and then everyone bring the arm over to Parsvakonasana. If you can, look towards your fingertips. That's not available to everyone, so just listen to your neck if it feels too much. Lovely. Good. And now we're going to circle the arm here. So you circle the arm down to the floor. Give yourself a little break there. Notice how my shoulders are now square. And then I'm going to circle it back, and I'm really going to try and stack that shoulder. So you circle the arm down, the shoulders square. And then you circle it back, and you really work on stacking. Good. One more time. Exhale, circle it down. And then inhale, circle up. Great. One more breath there. And inhale, come up to stand. Keep the legs where they are, but give yourself a break as you just shake everything out. Come up to stand. Hold the pose yoga, harder than flow. Yeah. It is, it really is. Good. Now bring the back foot in a little bit. We're coming to Trikonasana. This will all flow together in the future weeks. It's all going to be a bit static and broken up today. But the next pose is triangle pose. So your feet are at 90 degrees. They're a little closer than the last posture. And your heels are either in line with each other, or some people prefer to have the front heel dissecting the back foot, so in line with the arch of the back foot. So just see how that feels to you. Push the hips away and reach through your fingers first to get that length through the waist. Now, as you fold, try not to collapse into your right waist. It's almost like there's a hot bar there. You're lifting up and over it with your right waist as you take the hand down to the floor. Good. Keep that leg straight, Chris. Front leg. That's it. Lovely. And then you can begin to really try to stack. So, Carolyn, I'm going to murder this pose for you. Come up. Now, as you come down, stay much more back with the body. Keep the front knee straight. Good. And now slide from there. Yep. Take the hand to the leg. That's fine. Okay. So your body was coming too far forward. Do you feel the difference? Yeah? So that's where I want you in triangle. Much better. Yeah, sorry, I've knocked you off. Straighten this knee a lot more. More. That's it. And then keep bringing, not your arm, but your back this way. Can you hold that? Good. That's it. Lovely. Good. One more breath. Great. Okay, come up to stand. Just reverse your triangle for a moment. Give yourself a little back bend that way and stretch out through the other side. Great. And now we're going to take it into twisted triangle. Really quite a challenging pose. So again, you're going to check that your legs are lined up, your heels are in line with each other. The back foot is now at 45 degrees, so it's pointing to about number 2 on the clock, no longer out to number 3. Make sure that your hips are facing forward. So this hip is now square with this hip. It's not back. Shoulders are the same, square, square. Now you're going to fold the body halfway. As you do that, keep this abdominal area sucked right up, and then you're going to take the left hand onto either the right shin, or if you've got the flexibility, to the ankle, or possibly the outside of the foot is where it goes in the full pose. And then you start to lift your right hand to the ceiling. If you can, once you're in the pose, you start to twist the shoulders. So once you're in the pose, you start to drop your left shoulder and lift your right. That's the idea. Lovely. The final step for some of you will be to look up towards your top hand, but that's quite challenging. Yeah, that's it. Don't worry, I won't knock you over, or else I'll catch you if you are. I have knocked you over. Let me try it this way. There we go. So a couple of breaths here. Try and keep the front knee as straight as you can, Chris. That's it. It's a very tough pose. That's it, Carolyn. Good. One more breath there. And then slowly come up to stand, anchoring into the back foot to help you with the balance. Good. And then we're finally going into pyramid pose from here. So it's the same, looking forwards, inhale, lift and lengthen. You come into it the same way as the last pose. And then you slowly start to fold over the front thigh. Either the hands rest on the shin or the foot or either side of the front foot. But please imagine that you're moving towards your big toe, not towards your knee. Okay, so you want to keep that length in your spine as you fold. Chest towards thigh, lovely. Stay anchored in your back heel. That will help you with the balance. Pushing down through the outside edge of the back foot. Just relax your head so that you're looking towards your big toe and you're moving in that direction. That's it. Couple of deep breaths here. Great. Hands down. Lift your back heel, step forwards. Inhale, look up. And exhale, fold. Just hang either passive or active forward bend for a moment. Good. Now, making sure your feet are about a hip's width apart, just catch hold of your big toes for me with your, what we call the peace fingers, or if you're a bit more aggressive, your pistol fingers, your index and middle finger. Now, make sure your palms are facing in, Elsa, not out. So my palms are facing towards each other. That's it. And now you're going to use your arm strength to draw your chest towards your thighs, your head towards your knees. Keeping your knees as straight as you can, really beginning to get into those hamstrings. Padangusthasana. Good. Really use your arm strength to take you down. Couple of deep breaths here. Too much?
I have to put my hands further under my feet there.
That's good. Really good. You've gone for Padahastasana, the next level. One more breath there. Okay, you're really going to hate me for the next one. Keep a hold of your toes. Transfer the weight into your left foot and see if you can pick up your right foot. It doesn't need to be very far out to the side, but can you lift it off the floor? Holding the right toe. That's it. Really challenging that left hip. Just take a breath. Good. And then release. Let's roll up through the spine. That's a crazy pose. I don't even think it exists. Exhale, hands to the heart. And just take a breath. What class did you do yesterday? Was it like a HIIT or something? Oh, weights. Body pump. I know. Honestly, I don't go near weights classes because I do one and I can't move for a week. They're just so painful. Couldn't walk. Yeah. Yes, well, this will help. I know it will hurt, but by tomorrow you'll feel better. Definitely. Right, let's do the other side. Inhale, up, exhale, and fold. We're going to step the left leg back, get the left palm flat, and lift the right arm into your twist. So again, the hips are low, right hand up, Chris. Left palm down, there you go. Longer stance, much longer. So this is the one with your heel up, I'm sorry. Heel up. There you go, it's a lunge. There you are. Yeah, you're in the wrong pose. That's better. And yeah, Carolyn, I would take a much longer stance as well, so that you really feel like you're getting down towards the floor. There you go, because that will really help open your hip flexors. Lovely, Elsa. Good. And again, find that twist from the shoulders, not from the arms. Is that okay? Yeah. Good. One more breath there. And then hands down, step to plank. Hold plank if you can. If you need a break, drop the knees. Really nice. Good. Oh, nothing to correct. Okay, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And into child's pose. Take a quick break there. This isn't going to be a very interesting class on the video, is it? Just like my empty mat for most of it. Hopefully, Eve, you can still do it just using the microphone. Okay, when you're ready, let's tuck the toes downward facing dog. When you're ready, left leg lifts into single dog. Option to bring nose to knee and come to high plank, just for a little bit of extra core and shoulder strengthening work. And then we'll step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, turn the back heel down, check your heels are lined up with each other, and begin to peel the right shoulder and hip back so that they stack over the left side, and bring the arm up towards the ceiling. So you're looking for the stack of shoulder and hip. Longer stance, Chris, again. It's a bit short, so there you go. You've got a nice sliding mat. You can slide it back a bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. Is that okay? That's where I would like you. Good. Yeah. Because when you're down deeper, you can lunge further. And Carolyn as well, you've got really long legs, hon. You really need to get a bit longer into your stance. And then you need to bend more. There you go. That's it. Good. Steady breath. Great. And then bring the arm all the way over towards the front of the room. And breathe again. Keep coming this way. And then start the circling. Hand goes down, shoulder drops. Inhale it up and back. And shoulder stacks. 2 more. Exhale, circle it down. Inhale it up. And 1 more time. We circle it down and we inhale it up. And then we're going to come all the way up to stand. And we're going to adjust our feet for triangle pose. So the back foot comes in, the feet are at 90 degrees, or you can intersect the front heel with the arch of your back foot. I prefer to have the heels in line with each other, reaching the fingers away, cut the hips back, start to stretch through the left fingers, and then when you're ready, drop down into your triangle. Sorry, I'm going to do the same to you on this side. Come up. Longer stance, much longer. All your poses need to have long because your legs are super long. That's it. Now turn that toe a little bit more that way. Now keep this shoulder back as you fold. It's this shoulder you want to think about. There you go. And then slide as far as you can, keeping this shoulder here. That's much nicer. Good. Good. So imagine you're, harder, definitely. Imagine you're sliding down a wall and you've got to keep this against the wall. Right. Yes, exactly. That's it. Good. Couple more breaths. And again, let's keep you sliding down the wall as well. Is that okay? Yes. Everything I do will make it trickier. I can guarantee it. Good. 1 more breath. And then inhale, come up. Very nice, you two. Yeah, good. Okay, just take a moment to circle the arms, shoulders, and then you're going to turn everything to face me. So back foot's now at 11 o'clock or 10:30. Your shoulders are, is that the same as me? No, sorry, I've been saying the clock upside down for you guys. So yeah, towards 2. And then you've got your shoulders and hips facing forwards. You've heard me use the analogy of headlamps or torches here and here. All torches shine forwards. You don't want torches off to the side. So torches are coming forward. As you fold, keep your weight in your back heel. It's very easy to feel like you're doing that in this pose. I really want you to feel like you're still pressing back as you come forward. So this part of you is going that way, but that part of you is pressing that way, okay? So we're going to bring the hands to the hips, lift and lengthen. Just go halfway to begin, feeling that pressure in the back heel. And then you're going to bring the right hand either to the shin ankle or outside the left foot. And then begin lifting up the left hand. Once you've got your balance, you can start to twist. Carolyn, I want a much longer stance from you. Oh, this is the theme of tonight. Carolyn's long legs. Lovely. Good, good, good. And then the twist, yes, comes from the shoulders. Yes, there you go. Elsa, let's see your shoulders twist a bit more, hon. If you can. Have you got your balance? Yeah? I'm going to go and yank Elsa's shoulders a little bit. That's it, Chris. Good. So just get this action more. You all right? Yeah. This one down. What? Sorry? You feel like you're going to fall? Right, make your legs, if it's too much, guys, come out, take a break. Make your legs a little wider, not longer, but wider. Yes, 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 yes. Right, now turn this hip. Good, and now fold. Take that hand down, lift the other one up, and now get the twist from here. Yes, much better. Yes, yes, yes. Can you feel the rotation now? So I would take your legs a little wider, not longer, but wider, just to give you a bit more stability in this pose. Right, when you're ready, coming up, and we'll just finish with pyramid pose on this side. So take a moment to reset, and then when you're ready, have we done pyramid yet? No. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and slowly come into it the same way, and then release hands to shin, ankle, or either side of the foot. And then, as I mentioned before, you're moving your nose towards your big toe, not folding over your knee, keeping both legs very straight. That's it. Good. And anchored into your back heel. A couple more breaths, much longer stance. Step the back foot back, quite a lot. Oh, did you? So you're like, ah, what's she doing to me? Oh dear. Good, yes. Relax your head a little bit. Yes. And Chris, relax your head. I know I said head towards big toe, but yeah, keep your spine in line, cervical spine in line with your thoracic spine. And then inhale, step forwards. Exhale, fold. Just hang there for a moment. You know what's coming. Give it a little release. And then feet hips width apart, grab your big toes. Take a couple of breaths in an active forward bend, Padangusthasana. And then when you're ready, start to tip the weight into the right foot and see if you can get the left foot off the floor. It's really using the muscles of the hip here. Good, yeah. Even for a second is fine. And then roll it up, bone by bone. Inhaling, the arms lift up. Samasthiti. Take a couple of deep breaths, just reset. And then just shake out. Well done, everyone. Good. Strong stuff. Really strong. Okay, so we're going to do our balancing pose. I won't put my hands on you in balances because I'll just knock you over, but I might give you a couple of pointers verbally. We'll just flow through it. It's not much to do. These poses we've all done before. Let's inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back and take our twist first, left hand up, and just rotating through the shoulders as much as you can, finding the breath. And we're coming straight to standing split from here. So just walk the hands forwards a little bit, pick up the back leg, and shoot the back foot high. So even if the front knee bends a little bit, the back knee is straight. Carolyn, point your toes, straighten your back knee. Good. Now, can you lift your back hip, your right hip, begin to lift the hip so that it's more of an open hip here. And lastly, walk the hands back a little bit towards your foot. Good. Take a couple of breaths there, very nice. And then move to warrior 3. Flex your back foot, square your hips, and then float the arms. Yes. So just turn the foot down, Chris. Yes, so it's like a flex foot, yeah. And then slowly bend your front knee, ladies. Slow, slow, slow. Tap the back foot down. Come up to warrior 1. So turn your back heel down. Good, well saved. Back there. And we'll put a pulse in. Inhale up. Exhale, pulse. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Good, nice deep warrior 1. Hold it there. Hold your warrior 1. Very good. Hips and shoulders forwards. Shoulders soft and upright. Good. Can you straighten your elbows a little bit more? Good. And you straight your elbows. Good. There you go. Sometimes it's hard to know what something feels like when I say it. Yeah. Yes, that's it. Lovely. Good. One more breath there, a little bit past the comfort zone. Now you've got options. Stay where you are. You can either step back to child's pose, take a break. You can step back to dog, hang out there. Or you can step back to side plank. Either one foot in front of the other, modified with the knee down, or 1 foot stacked. And we're going to have 3 slow breaths in child, dog, or side plank. Go when you're ready. So if you're in side plank, your right hand and right foot are down. Good, and then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Or if you need to stay in child, that's fine. Good, stepping the right foot between the hands, lifting the right hand. Let's come to our twist first. Good, and then hands down, let's come to standing split. So again, shooting energy out through the back foot, pointing the toe and straightening the knee. Begin to walk the hands back, maybe take your head towards your knee. Steady breath. And then slowly make your way to warrior 3, squaring the hip and flexing the back foot. So that means a nice strong back leg kicking out behind you with a flexed foot. Very nice, good balancing. Couple of breaths there. Good, Carolyn, well done. And then slowly bend the front knee, very slowly, until you can tap the foot down. Or make your way to warrior 1 from wherever you are. So just check your heels are lined up. My feet are really crossed there. Can you see? That just happened when I stepped back. We don't want that in warrior 1. It can twist the back knee. So give your feet some space, some width between them. And get the back hip turning forwards. Good, let's pulse it deeper. Straight elbows, Chris. Inhale, coming up. Good. Exhale, pulsing down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Carolyn, I'd go longer with your stance. Inhale, come up. Yes, exhale, lower. Hold warrior 1, nice and deep. Steady breaths. If you're struggling, particularly with stiffness, breathe more. Like really breathe more. Breathe more than you think you need to, because it really helps with that. Every time I'm like, oh, this really hurts, and then I just breathe more, and I'm like, actually, it's not so bad. It's all in the mind. 1 more. Good, and then you're either to child, dog, or Vasisthasana on the other side. Carolyn, you went to the left, so make sure you go to the right. Everyone else to the left side. Or dog or child. Good. Good, let's all meet in child's pose. And just soften, release, relax the body, and just come back to the mindful aspects of the practice, harder to find in this style of yoga, but just retuning back into that conscious awareness, that soft breath. Good, so from here we're going to do some back strength work now. You're going to come forward to lie on your belly. You can just do that in the usual way, exactly, just lie on your belly. Or if you want a bit more strength work, cat through tunnel, sliding forwards, keeping your chin really low to your mat until you're all the way forwards, great. And then we're going to start with half bow. So extending your left arm forwards, you'll have your chin down, reaching behind with your right hand to catch the outside of the foot or ankle. Now, as I always say in bow, make sure that you don't lift with your hand, but you kick with your foot. So you kick the foot up and come up into half bow. Exactly, Zoe. If you want to go more advanced, you start to lift the left hand and the left leg. Otherwise, you can keep the left side on the floor. But keep kicking to lift up. Kick, 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 kick. Breathe 3. Yes, if you've done a lot of squats, this is going to be really hard. And release. Just take your quads will not like you. They're jelly, aren't they? I know that feeling. I remember it. Yep, that's why I stopped body pump. I just hated feeling like jelly. It is a fun class, definitely. The music and the energy. Do it more and then it won't hurt so much, in theory. Okay, what was I going to do? I was going to do the other side. Yeah, okay, we'll go straight to the other side. Let's lift the right arm out, chin forwards, grab the back foot or ankle of the left side, and then kick up, kick up, kick up. Option to lift the right side, keep kicking. Breathe for 3, breathe for 2, breathe for 1, release, and push back, child. Chris, is that okay for you? Is it just difficult, or was something hurting? Hard on the quads. So you still running? Yep. Yep. I hear ya. Those old cheeky quads. Okay, you guys have made me want to do something really mean, which I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to give you the queen of all quad stretches to take home. Okay, but first we've got to cat through tunnel, come to lie on your belly. Most of you have done it before. And we're just going to take full bow. Or we're going to try. We're going to try and take full bow. So remember to kick into bow. Don't lift. Kick up. Lovely. Breathe 3. Good. Breathe 2. Kick more. And release. Well done. And push back. It is a good stretch. Can I just say that Zoe's got a meeting? She's not like just had enough of all my quad stretch. Otherwise, they'll all start following you see. Bye, Zoe. Okay, so before we come to the mother of all quad stretches, let's come up to sitting and just swing the legs round, and we're going to take a little bit of abdominal work. So as we did last week, we're going to come to Navasana, either modified with the feet on the floor or with the feet up into full Navasana. So whichever option you're in, can you make sure that you're really rocked back as far as you can hold, which may not be very far, or it may be quite far, but I want you to get that sensation of really engaging through the abdominals. Let's hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, just coming up, release for a moment, get nice flat back, and then we'll go back for another round, lift up for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, lifting up, release, nice flat back, and final time, lift up 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. This time we'll just rest the forehead on the knees and just take a few breaths. Okay, adding in obliques this time. We're only going to do 2 sets, bringing the fist to the heart, feet up or feet down. You're just going to twist and either tap or hover your elbow to the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment to release, nice flat back. And then final side. Tap or hover 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release down to the floor. Stretch the arms and legs away from each other. And then hug your right knee into your chest with both hands. Pull it slightly to the right and then into your right armpit rather than towards your shoulder. Pull it in as deep as you can, getting into the hip sockets. And then release your left arm out towards the wall, out to the left, and take your right knee to the floor on the right side. If you've got the flexibility, grab your big toe and straighten your right leg, and then take the whole leg to the floor. Elsa, sorry, hon, other way, this way. That's it, yeah, good. Try and keep your left hip and shoulder on the floor if you can. Good. Bring the right leg back up to the ceiling, catch it with both hands and start to pull it towards you, trying to get the knee as straight as you can. And then leading with your heart center, lift your head and shoulders off the floor, not leading with your forehead. So keep the spine long. Lift the left foot off the floor, arms alongside. Actually, no, keep hold of the leg. Let's do 10 switches. 10, 9, 8, chin tucked in, 7, long neck, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Catching the right leg, release the left leg and the head back down. Now taking the knee in the left hand or the outside of the foot, take it over to the left side, extending the right arm out this time. Twist. And release. Good. Hug the left leg in. Take it slightly to the left and pull in towards the armpits. Good. And then take the right arm out and take the left leg to the left, or hold the big toe and extend the left leg out to the left. Try to keep that right hip on the floor. Steady breath. Good. Bring the right leg up, left leg up. Catch the left leg, straighten it, and start to pull it towards you. Good. And then leading with your heart center, come up towards your knee. Lift your right leg as well. And 10 scissor switches. 10, 9, chin tucked in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish with the left leg up. Release the right leg and the head. And then catching the knee in the right hand or the outside of the foot, take it into the twist. Try and squeeze the left shoulder back down. Good. And then we'll gently release. And we'll hug the knees into the chest. Great. So we're just going to finish with a quad and hip flexor stretch, which you will either love or hate. So when you're ready, just bring your mat to the wall and just double fold the end of it so that you've got double thickness right up against the skirting board. You just check I'm still in shot. Nope. Let me move it. There we go. Okay, so I'll demonstrate first, because once you're in it, it can be a little bit... So, to get into it's the hardest bit, really. You want to get your knee right between the skirting board and the floor, okay? So right in that crack. So as close to the wall as you can. If it feels really too much, you can bring the knee a little bit further away from the wall. That will help. Now, the tricky bit is then trying to step the opposite leg forwards. You just really need to kind of find a way to do it. I've got quite a lot of flexibility, so for me it's okay just stepping it forwards, but that might be a bit harder for you. Okay, you can get to that point now. So just take one knee against the wall. Try and get it as close to the skirting board as you can. And then see if you can swing the other foot forwards. You want it at about a right angle. Exactly, well done. Yes. Good job, Sandra, good. Okay, so we're going to work the hip flexor first, okay? So you bring your hands to your knee, and then what I want you to think about is dropping your hips to the floor. You're trying to touch this thigh onto your mat. Can you feel the hip flexor stretch? Yeah. It's good, isn't it? It's really good. If you've got the flexibility, you can take the hands up or one arm up, or you can play with it, or you can just shout and scream. That's good too. Yeah, it's intense, isn't it? It's going to get worse. That's all I can say. Are you okay there, Sakara? Too much? Too much? Too much? Okay, so those of you who want the quad stretch now, you begin to try and get your shoulders on the wall and your hips on the wall. Yeah? Feel it? And eventually you want to sort of come to here. That's the idea. It's a good stretch though, you've got to say. Yeah, it's lovely. And you know what, we're going to finish with a back bend in a minute, because what is amazing that people don't realise is that back bends come from hip flexor and quads. They don't really come from the back. And when your hip flexors and quads are tight, it's really hard to get into a back bend. Right, when you're ready, just switch legs. Take the knee up against the skirting board, and then attempt to step the other leg forward. And we'll start with the hip flexor stretch. So hips sink down to the floor. And you might well find that one side is much harder than the other. You might want to experiment. I actually find it harder to have the same hand and foot down, exactly, and the opposite arm up. That gets into a different kind of twist. Other way, Chris, yeah, or outside, whatever you can do. But keep the hips sinking down. Definitely easier. You're not in as much agony here. Try taking both arms up here. And Chris as well. Can you bring your hips down a little bit more? No? That's fine. Good. And then quadricep stretch. So you're trying to take your shoulders to the wall and your hip to your heel. Much easier this side, isn't it? Yeah. What it shows actually is that you've got a bit of a tilt in your pelvis, and one side is compensating by being very tight. So you want to do more work on the owie side than on the good side, unfortunately. That's it, great. And then release, well done. Bring your mats back into the room, and we'll just finish with back bends. Hopefully you'll now notice that it's a bit easier to get up into your back bend. So I'll just demonstrate first. So when you come up into bridge, with open hip flexors and quads, you can get the heels in a bit closer, and you can really get that lift now from here. up into your wheel. And if you're in wheel, you'll notice it even more because in wheel pose now you've got a lot of opening here that allows you to get up a bit higher into wheel. So either bridge or wheel, get the heels nice and close in towards the hips. And if you're in bridge, the hands are on the floor. If you're in wheel, by your ears. And just experiment with getting a little deeper into your back bends here. Okay, come down, just windshield wiper your knees from side to side for a sec. Haven't really looked at all your back bends close up. And then when you're ready, let's go up again. Good. So squeeze my hands. Good. So you want to get that action of inner thighs activated and glutes soft. That's it. Lovely. Good. That looks good. Okay, Carolyn, come down. You can come down after a few breaths. Let's just set up again for me. Just set up again. This time, turn your heels out and your toes in. That's it. Now go up. There you go. And now squeeze on my arms, hands. Squeeze. That's it. Now push up. Keep squeezing my hands. Pushing your big toes down. That's it. That's what I want you to work on. So inner thighs are working. Your knees are squeezing this way and you're not turning your feet out. Okay, lovely. Good. You guys look fine, except I would just have your heels in a lot closer. Come down a sec. Oh, yeah, or adjust yourself there. A little bit more. Come down. Come down. Right, can you get your heels almost to your... That's it. Good. Now come up. Good. And use the leverage to lift. Good. Breath steady. That's nice. Huh? Yours are close enough, yeah? Can you get up a little bit more? Good. Now try. Can you walk your shoulders? Yes, yes, yes. Now push up more. There you go. Lovely. Okay. And then gently come down. Hug your knees into your chest. Closing the eyes. Just find that mindful connection again. And let's just finish with a spinal twist, just giving your spine that release, dropping the knees one way and the head the other, keeping the eyes closed, just softening the breath. And then gently change sides. And then gently make your way to your relaxation, to Shavasana. And before you completely relax, just take a moment to take a deep breath in and then exhale it all away. And again, inhale fully and exhale fully. And we're just going to return to our circling meditation this month, where you imagine breathing as you inhale, coming up the back of the spine, as you exhale from the third eye down the front of the spine to your root chakra. And then again, inhaling up from the root of your spine to the back of your skull, exhaling from your third eye down the front of your spine. So you're just imagining the circling of the energy, just a very soft breath. And then at the end of the next round of circular breathing, just release that conscious connection. Just allow the breath and the mind to be completely free for a moment. And then when you're ready, stretching the arms up and over your head, take a deep breath in and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Hugging the knees into the chest. And slowly make your way up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to offer that gratitude for our lives, our bodies, our health, this practice of yoga. Om Shanti Namaste, we acknowledge the light that shines within us. Thank you all very much indeed. Thank you. Well done. Great to see you all.